Let's bring you one of our top stories now. As you heard earlier on in the bulletin, Dr Nandipha Magudumana's father, Zolile Sekeleni, was granted bail when he appeared in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court today, and he was reunited with his daughter in the dock. There were also two other accused. Let's get the latest now from SABC News Senior Reporter Chriselda Lewis. You would have seen her in court, front and center. Chrissy, one of the things that was very clear was that today we got to see Nandipha a little bit relaxed somewhat, and family members in the courtroom.
Well, that's right, Bongiwe. Let's start here. The prosecutor basically asking that Dr Nandipha Magudumana remove her mask and hoodie so that the court can confirm it is indeed her inside the dock. You recall, she'd been consistently since she arrived in South Africa wearing that hoodie as well as the mask from the time that she'd got off that aeroplane after being deported from Tanzania to South Africa. So her father, Chriselda Sekeleni, you now know, has been granted bail of 10,000 rand in a surprise move, Bongiwe. The NPA withdrew the murder charge against Sekeleni. The NPA now saying that it received new evidence that convinced it to drop that murder charge against him. He was the only accused out of the four that were in the dock today that were granted bail. So last week, you'd recall, in Sekeleni's first appearance, the court charged him and that former G4S employee, Sinohe Matsware, with murder regarding the charred body that was found in Bester's cell. So Sekeleni now facing charges of defeating the ends of justice, aiding and abetting a prisoner to escape, and fraud. The murder charge now is completely gone. He's back in court on May the 16th, Bongiwe, the same day as the convicted Facebook rapist and murderer Thabo Bester. He's back in court as well on the 16th of May. The other accused remain behind bars. Their bail applications will be heard on the 3rd and the 4th of May in the court right here behind me. What we also heard, Bongiwe, is that accused number 3, Teboho Lipolo, you'd recall he's the CCTV engineer. He did not have legal counsel and basically asked the court to provide that for him. We also heard that he has a previous conviction of a stock theft. So we understand that while those applications, bail applications, will be taking place on the 3rd and the 4th of May, the state will be opposing those bail applications.
And Chriselda, family members who were there, did they say anything at all?
Yeah. Well, Bongiwe, yes, getting to that part of your first question, we really did see a lot of support for Dr Nandipha Magudumana in court this morning. Nandipha's two sisters were here. There were other family members as well. As soon as she was brought up from the holding cells here at court, she looked back and they kind of embraced each other, blew each other kisses. And one of the poignant areas that I must also point to, I really saw tears in the eyes of Mr. Sekeleni, who is Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's father. She was, of course, chained by her legs, and her father kept looking at her. They exchanged a few words. I could not hear what they were saying, but I was so close to him that I could basically see the tears in his eyes. There was an embrace, certainly, between a daughter and a father as well. Recall, this is the first time, of course, that they're sitting in the dock together, having to answer to these charges against them. And, you know, the other family members as well kept greeting after the court had made its decision to agree to the bail that was not opposed by the state for Mr. Sekeleni. When he was taken back to the holding cells, I did ask him how he felt about, being granted bail. He just gave me the thumbs up. He called me by my name and basically said everything is going to be all right. And then he moved down and embraced with other family members that were standing right next to the dock, and you could certainly see a sense, of relief over the fact that the 65-year-old, has been granted bail. Also, while we were standing towards the other gate, which is on the left-hand side of the court, that is usually where, after you've paid the bail monies that have been put down, which is 10,000 rand in this instance, he would then be taken out of that entrance, which is to the left of the court, one of his daughters as well, carrying a bag in what seemed to have been a fresh change of clothes, and perhaps, I would think, some food or some supplies that would have been urgently needed by virtue of the fact that she'd been standing at the gate and waiting for him to come out. So essentially, that's where we are at the moment. You have Mr. Zolile Sekeleni, who will be back in this court on the 16th of May with convicted rapist and murderer Thabo Bester. And then the bail applications now of the others will, of course, take place on the 3rd and the 4th of May. Wongiwe.